Okay, everybody, important dates from now through the beginning of October 2012. Today's August 8th, and we're in this thing. It's heated up, and now the events are going to start unfolding to where everybody's going to see it. You've been looking, so you know, but what's happening here is, as you'll hear, as I talked about the energies we're getting ready to deal with, this thing's starting to come unglued. Very, 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 very good thing. Don't take this as fear. Don't take this as panic. But it's now coming to a point where we can start handling these things, or they'll get to a point where they can end now, so we can start rebuilding. I want to show you through these dates that astrology is a very good tool to use because it energetically prepares you. So here we go. First one will be, of course, the second one will be, of course, the new moon in Leo, but the first one will be August 15th, Mars conjunct Saturn. Mars says, let's get it done and we'll figure it out later. Saturn says just the opposite. So Saturn says that Mars is so-called the will, or the desire, the passion, and Saturn's the one that breaks the energies that like to break the will to teach, so you can learn. So Saturn restricts and puts the big wet blanket over things. So these two planets get together. It's not a good thing. Usually ends up with warring type energy. So watch yourself around the 15th as Saturn and Mars are conjunct. This is especially true for the Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn people. Those are the signs that square each other and oppose Libra. So this is going to happen in Libra. So know that the balance is going to really be something that we're going to have to deal with. On 8/17, the Leo full moon is a very important one. I'll put that all in the video, but it's going to square the total eclipse we'll experience on November 13th. So this moon is going to show you exactly what we're going to have to deal with. From August 20th to September 4th, and then again from September 19th through October 1st, Uranus and Pluto will exactly square each other. Uranus is shocking sudden events. Pluto is transformation. So what happens here is events happen out of the blue, couldn't see coming, to bring transformation. Transformation is death and rebirth. So things will end, and there will be new or beginnings of those endings, from those endings. So get ready for that. What I encourage you all to do as this Uranus and Pluto square is look for the open door, not the closed one. A great friend of mine wrote a book, and that was part of her philosophy into the book, and I love that. I think that is Pluto at its finest. So as Uranus and Pluto square, they're not going to get along. It does mean war. The last time these squares were in the late 60s. You know what was going on then. Same thing's going on now. So get ready. So there's huge events that'll happen from 8/20 to 9/4 and 9/19 to 10/1. So prepare yourself. Pluto. The nodes. This will be the biggest event here moving forward. The nodes of the moon are going to leave the signs of Sagittarius and Gemini, where we've had to open to a new philosophy, which is why the elites and the powers to be and the governments have tried to say, I know better, you don't. And that's why I've tried to say, you can only work from within, and I've been begging you to do that. That's been the North Node, or us allowing in from Sagittarius perspective. And then the South Node has been in Gemini, and that's you have to give up ways of thinking, or give up ways of understanding, or some of the things you've learned. That's been the Gemini side, or the South Node, where we must release old ways to allow for this new philosophy to happen. That's why you've seen this emergence from the elites of, we know better, you don't. Here's a new philosophy, here's a new way. They're trying to ride this astrology thing. They're watching this like a hawk, and they're using it in every step and every action that they take. Now, as we move these nodes into Scorpio, Taurus, Scorpio is death and rebirth. The ego gets removed, and you then open to something totally new. So as Scorpio is going to host the North Node, this is what's going to happen. You need to open and allow things to die so new can come. There will be a lot of death, not just physical. I'm not saying there's going to be a lot of physical death here, but there's a lot of death in ways of life, ways of understanding, but it can mean and bring new if you allow it. Now, the tough thing we're going to have to deal with here is Taurus holding or hosting the South Node, because Taurus is where we build a foundation and to hold what it is we believe and to build upon. And that foundation we want to be sturdy. We're going to lose some of that. So some ways of life and consistency and normalcy are going to go, but it's only to bring a better way of life, consistency and normalcy. So get ready, as this thing's going to turn chaotic, and it'll be interesting, but it's not nothing we can't handle. The next thing I want you to look at, that's the energy for around 8:31. We're going to experience that. We've already experienced it. It started in late April, May, but now it's going to really go full blown as these nodes finally do enter the signs of Scorpio, Taurus. On 9/18, Pluto's going to go direct, and if you remember, Pluto and Uranus will still be squaring exactly. So get ready for that. When Pluto goes direct, it shows its force, and Pluto brings death for rebirth. It brings about ugly disaster, but also miracles. So, remember, if there's an ugly and there's a disaster, that means we can change this thing. The miracle of Pluto will reemerge. It's the ashes. It's the plant emerging from the ashes of a disaster or a wreck or carnage. So know that it's what comes of that, okay? 9/24, Mars will go into Scorpio. So remember, Scorpio is going to host a lot of things coming. Pluto rules Scorpio. That's why I think this is the time here for everything to now expose itself, because it's Pluto and Scorpio are the underworld, and it's going to emerge. So things will come into your view if you're open and ready. Mars into Scorpio. Remember, Mars says act first, think later. Well, Scorpio is death and destruction, so you want to be careful here. This will be a very interesting time as the nodes have entered. Now Mars is coming, and Saturn's going to be there in October. So there's a lot of Scorpion events that are going to happen. So get ready for this. Scorpio does also rule the atomic bomb. I'm not saying that's going to get dropped, but think of what an atomic bomb does. It destroys pretty much everything in its environment, but then new can't come of that. And then lastly, 10/6, Saturn will go into Scorpio, and the lessons are going to be just of you learning how to transform. The key is going to be, again, as it always has been, you transforming from the inside out. If you're doing that, if you're awake, you'll find and get and need and do what you need to do. If you're doing it from the outside in, I wish you the best, because you'll end up somewhere where you will not like. You have sold your soul, Scorpio, out, and that soul is now in somebody else's hand. I didn't come for that. You may have, I didn't, but this is where we are. So I wish you the best. I think in the end, my advice will be, you can only do and work and operate from within. And with everything, if you do that and you give everything you have, I know when I'm done, and whatever it is I have to face, I know that's all I can do. So I wish you the best, and I wish that you come to that understanding. If that's your lesson in this life, I know it's mine. There's only so much I can do. I'm not responsible for everything, but I am responsible for what I believe and what I can handle, and where it is I came from, and what needs to be learned, and it's from the inside out. So good luck. I know I'm going to have a lot of questions. Please question away, but take these dates and please write them down, and the energies, and just watch. Astrology works, and this will hopefully help you see that it's not that difficult of a subject. One, two is you just got to clear your emotions out and just follow what these planets and signs stand for. So I wish you the best, and putting up the Leo new moon next.